Yes, good morning to all my fellow compatriots. Once again, I'm requesting always, as always, the freedom of Jose Daniel Ferrer Garcia Vumpaco, who was kidnapped from his home in Cuba and is being tortured in those hellish uh, prisons in Cuba, including the rest of the other political prisoners whose names I just can't remember all of them. I think Berta Soler was arrested and is in prison, including her husband Moya. Uh, I'm requesting, and I hope Trump can help to free these people. They need their freedom now. They're innocent. The only crime they've committed is loving their country and their people. That's all it is to it. Remember, Cuba is a communist regime, the same communist precept that Bernie Sanders, AOC, and the whole Communist Party, calling themselves Democrats, are proposing for the United States. The same hellish ideal, which destroyed not only Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, North Korea, China. Well, in China, there's no human rights, there's no freedom of expression. It's turned into a free market. You know, you can create a capital. In other words, capitalism has been restored in China, but communist oppression is brutal in China. You can see it now with the case of coronavirus, where they're even shooting people who are sick, murdering them on the streets. Wherever they find them, shoot them. That's what happens in the communist country. There's no respect for human life. Well, you can see it with the anti-abortion movement. I mean, with the not the anti-abortion movement. Excuse me, I made a mistake. With the abortion movement, with these liberals requesting the murder of even of kids that are already born up to 3 years old. That's how criminal these people are. And all of them support socialism. All of them. They're criminals. They're criminals. They have demonstrated it. The way they reacted, Pelosi reacted, and all the rest of them that were in the State of the Union speech, has demonstrated their hate for the United States of America and our Constitution. They remind us of the Constitution when it's for their own use, just to disguise their true feelings and intentions. That's all it is. They're trying to deceive the American public, but I think it's not working anymore. A lot of people have woken up. Even people have walked away, and people have resigned from the Democrat Party. I hope it's a landslide. No matter how much corruption, no matter how much fraud they commit, I hope it happens like the last time. But I hope it even gets worse. Worse for the Democrats. I hope it's a landslide. We can take California, we can take New York, the whole United States for Trump, including Hawaii and all the other islands. I think American Bahamas, all of them for Trump. It should be like that. I hope the black community wake up, because this is the true Democrats. The CP USA is now what they call themselves, Democrats, which is the Communist Party, United States of America. That's them. That's the true face and their true plans. Communism for the United States of America, which will destroy us, will destroy everybody. Bernie requesting taxes of up to over 90%, maybe more. He will decimate the country. And they're all the same, because what they're doing is they're stealing from right to left. They're not worried about the American people. They're worried about their own pocket. That's all they're worried about. They want to ruin, bankrupt like Obama did. They want to do the same thing all over again. So if you want to see that, where unemployment is to the highest, and where we bankrupt or we're destroyed, vote Democrat, but then never complain again. Well, you won't be allowed to complain because under communism, you have no freedom of expression. The First Amendment will be gone forever. So let's see what's happening in the world, because I posted a couple of things here. Things that are very, in other words, we can call frightening. I'm going to start off like always with let me. Another Bernie Sanders think-alike. This is the title I put on this news. French socialist leader, teen hunted for criticizing Islam, should have shown more respect, manners, and knowledge. This is what socialism brings. People that support terrorism. The socialists supporting terrorism, saying it's the fault of this teen for criticizing the truth about what Islam is really like. And she said, and this socialist leader, this lady says it's the teen's fault. It's another Bernie Sanders. All evil supports evil. That's what socialism is about. If you think socialism is otherwise and it's gonna solve your problems, you got something wrong with you. Your marbles are not functioning right. This is the socialist leader. There she is. That's her. Another Pelosi. I hope Marie Le Pen wins the presidency in France. They call her a far right leader. No, she's a patriot. That's all she is. She's seeing that the socialists are trying to destroy France, and she wants to save it from them, just like Trump did. But the French people, I don't know what they got in their head. They voted for socialists. Well, there they go. Their country's being destroyed. It's like the terrorists are wiping the floor with the country. Well, they asked for that. It's like Spain. Spain voted for socialists who supported communism. They're all communists. When they say socialists, they're communists. Don't put it any other way. Don't try to cover it up or disguise it. It's the same thing. They're communists. They just say socialist. I'm a socialist because I'm social. I'm a very social person. If you believe that bull, then you need a couple of bottles of wine to straighten that head or put it to sleep. Another country that's gone, Scotland. Scotland's gone full-fledged Islamic. Until we get more accurate description of pedophiles, the media are complicit in the rape of young girls. Can you believe this statement? It's the fault of the media for denouncing what's happening, of the rape of young girls, underage girls, and including adults. And it's the fault of the media until they can prove otherwise. They voted for that kind of system, what can I say? Bye-bye, Scotland. The response should have been, we're gonna persecute them, to the full extent of the law and put them in prison or deport them, period. No pity. That should be the answer. Don't put them in prison, deport them, because at least over there where they go to the hellhole, you can send a drone as a love message and send them to their 72 virgins. If you can believe that crap. Well, at least I got some good news. 2 more Ulster religious scholars killed at Trump's direction. Let me call my wife, see if she could get me a bottle of champagne. I need to celebrate this one. I'll call her later. Drink myself to sleep. I need to celebrate this one. Oh, and I hope it's not the last of them, because there's a whole bunch of these roaches roaming all around the place. They should be fumigated. I'm going to show you what kind of people these individuals are. Sweden. This is in Sweden, who's another country who won't learn either. Explosive material discovered in children's sandbox. Okay? This is the so-called, which is not this criminal organization, so-called religion. This is an example of the sandbox. They put explosive there to murder you. Hey, Sweden, this is to murder your kids over there. You who voted for socialism, who supports terrorism. That's what you get under socialism. You get death. That's all you get. See what else is happening. Which is not the last of it. The CPUSA, which I call them the so-called Democrats, I wrote that one down, trying to silence Rand Paul. Senate ethics complaint filed against Rand Paul for repeated mention of alleged Ukraine whistleblower's name. Rand Paul for denouncing the corruption that the son of Joe Biden has been implicated in, Hunter Biden, and Pelosi's son, and all of their sons and daughters. And I think even this guy who was running for president of the Republican Party, who turned traitor and backstabbed Trump, I forget his name. I really don't care about him, but damn, I hope I would have remembered his name. Well, let me forget about it. But, you know, the guy that voted for impeachment for Trump. The first one, he said he wasn't guilty, but then the second one, he voted impeachment for Trump. You know why? Because he's just as corrupt. He's just as corrupt. I don't know if anybody, I guess the majority knows who I'm talking about, but I just can't remember the name right now. But Rand Paul, he's just doing his job, denouncing the Democrats, the communists. Now, listen to this one. Democrat booty gig caught inserting a plus audio track into a CNN town hall clip. There were probably 2 or 3 people hearing him, and he needed applause. Like there were 1 million people or something. Who knows? Maybe the soundtrack, the clapping was done by his husband. Now, this is true. This is true. Comey pops off after Trump slams him as a sleazy, dirty cop. It's true. We all know this ex-FBI director was sleazy as hell. Sleazy, a liar, a traitor. He should be in prison. All of those involved in the impeachment should be in prison because they lied their rear off. They lied. I mean, a person with common sense could hear and tell they were lying. They couldn't find one case against them. Even during the proceedings, when the people that supported Trump and were defending Trump and said, one of them said, hey, can anybody here raise their hand and say one thing he has done wrong, which is an act for impeachment? Not one of them raised their hand. Not one of them. They were silent. What that prove? They're guilty. Damn it! Because if they weren't guilty, why didn't they say anything? Why didn't they say, hey, he's impeached for this and this and this and so reason? They didn't say one word. Okay. I hope they go to prison. Let's see what happens. There's a video where white liberals apologize for slavery by kissing boots of Black Power group members. Why don't you have the Democrats do that? Because they were the ones who supported slavery during the American Civil War. As a matter of fact, the Republicans, the guy who kissed it must have been a Democrat, because I wouldn't kiss the guy's foot. I don't believe in slavery. What should I kiss your boot for? I don't care if they would have jumped me. They would have broken my mouth or something. I don't care. I would have done it. I said, no, I don't approve. And if I did approve, why I'm married to a woman who's a part African, what you would call in the United States African American. You know, there's people who are prejudiced. I dealt with people like that, but I'm not one of them. Republicans didn't support slavery. As a matter of fact, there was a building, the first office of the Republican Party, which I posted. I think I showed it here. It was founded in 1854. I think it was. I don't remember what state it was right now. I think it was in Iowa. 1854. It was established to how you call it, reject the Democrats who were supporting slavery. That's what the Republican Party was created for the first time in 1854. And you're going to tell me a white guy, it must be a Democrat, because they're the only people who supported it. They should be kissing their boot. Well, let them do it. They're the ones responsible. They were the one who supported slavery in the South. George McGovern and a whole bunch of them. There was a whole bunch of them. They were Democrats. John Voight, you're right. John Voight. I applaud John. What's his name? John Voight. He's a great supporter of Donald Trump. Look what he says, and it's true. Nancy Pelosi is a threat to America. Her soul was evil, has evil intent. Veteran Hollywood star John Voight accused House Speaker Nancy Pelosi of posing as a threat to the United States and said that her soul has evil intent. This Pelosi woman and her cohorts are a threat to the United States of America. Voight began in a video shared to his Twitter account on Thursday. She has a link that is corrupt. Her soul has evil intent. We will stand in the name of God. The Ray Donovan stars continue. We will stand with President Trump, for he is the greatest president. Watching his State of the Union speech with pride and tears, I was moved by his words of wisdom, including me. It was great. It was great. Donald Trump, you're the best. You are the best. There's no doubt about it. I keep saying it and I will repeat it always. The best. Boyd then warned in the minute, a half clip, that the radical left is on a mission to destroy the U.S. with barbaric behavior, and said that this is not what God wants from his children. You're true. The Democrat Party has removed God to support hell. That's all about it. They are satanic. It's a satanic movement. It's no longer the party of how you call it, defending righteousness and the poor. Their support is to replace God with evil and terror. That's all it's all about. That's the battle that we have right now in this election. Or we vote for the good, for God, for country, or we vote for evil and terror. Now Pelosi is against Trump firing this Vindman officer. Let me see. I forgot the rank of I think he's a colonel or something like that. Lieutenant colonel. Yeah, I wasn't mistaken. Lieutenant colonel. He's just one rank above my son. My son is a major. And this guy is one rank above my son, Jenny Vindman. And this guy became a lieutenant colonel. Can you believe that? This traitor. And like always, supporting evil, Pelosi defends him. When this guy lied his rear off. Dan Bongino says another word about rear. I forget what the way he calls it. I like it better the way he calls it. I just forget it. But he has a sense of humor better than mine. I wish I could remember the word he used to express a rear. Well, Trump did another good thing. President Trump is on a roll first. European Union Ambassador Gordon Scotland. It was about time. About time you fired this cue ball, who was nothing but trouble. Trouble and attempting against the country and our government and president. He not only fired Lieutenant Alex Vindman, but he also fired Gordon Scotland. Wow. I love it. I love it. The only thing I can't accept is why it took so long to fire these people. And why has these people that have been accused of corruption, of fraud, of committing all these lies, are not in prison? What's with Hillary? What's with her case? Look with the case with Barack Hussein Obama, which was another traitor, and permitted all the Islamic massacres that occurred in the United States. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. Why? And now Pelosi demands Facebook and Twitter take down video amendment tweeted by Trump of a tearing up State of Union speech. Too late, Pelosi, because I shared it everywhere. I shared it everywhere, and even posted my own comments. So you're too late. It's multiplied to the only thing is not Twitter hasn't been the only place. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, my blogs. You know, it's you're too late. If you didn't want if you didn't want that video shared and multiplied everywhere, you shouldn't act so stupid, this undesirably, unethical. You should have done it. What you did was immoral. Immoral. Everybody saw it, and I'm not the only one. I mean, there's so many people has spread it. I think they even have an they saved it up in some archive, and maybe in Russia, China, Mongolia, even the Islamic countries. I wouldn't doubt they have it too. Even the communist countries. So you're shit out of luck. This is my opinion. I call for the imprisonment of Alex Vindman for treason and unbecoming of an officer. The conduct unbecoming of an officer. I love this lady. This lady is great. And the thing is, she lived in Lebanon. She was born in Lebanon, and she lived with the destruction that the Muslims committed in her country. They took over the country, and it's no longer used to be the pearl of the Middle East. No longer. It was destroyed by the Islamic. I'm going to put a video on her because she's so good at speaking. She's better than I am. So I'd rather put her than me speak for her.
Last night, we watched two Americas. One America led by a party that honored the American dream, took pride in American accomplishment, celebrated our military, envisioned the future with Space Force, inspired our young to reach for the stars, to believe that in America, if you dream it, you can have it. We also saw another America, led by Pelosi and Democrats, who detest not just the President of the United States, but our great country and its people. If there was ever any question about whether leftist career politicians were going to work with the White House in the aftermath of the failed impeachment charade, it was answered last night. Pelosi and the radical leftists are neck deep in a pool of anger and resentment, two of humanity's ugliest emotions. They are so blinded by hate, they lost all sense of judgment. Nancy Pelosi ripped apart a piece of American history in front of the whole nation last night, acting like a teenage brat, disrespectfully throwing a hissy fit. The speech you ripped up, Nancy, had the names of American heroes who have sacrificed everything they have for this country. You tore names apart like it was nothing. Sergeant Williams' family that President Trump reunited, ripped. General Charles McGee, a 100-year-old Tuskegee Airman veteran, torn apart. As a mother-in-law to a military member who served 10 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan, I am offended at your disrespect for our military. Your act was shameful, classless, and childish. You tore that speech apart, but you will never be able to tear up President Trump's accomplishments. You didn't just tear a speech, you tore what that speech represents, our exceptional, free, prosperous, and thriving nation. America is a dream that millions of people across the globe dream of, a nation where its leader puts the country first before personal interest. A leader that works for the janitor, the soldier, the teenager, the blue-collar worker, as well as the CEOs, putting their interests first before his. A leader who gave up his billionaire lifestyle to slave for the American people day and night and be subjected to attacks, insults, and punches all day and night. Do you know how rare this is? Take it from me and millions of other legal immigrants to this country who left corruption and tyranny behind and crossed oceans to get to America, where we have the Constitution and checks and balances on our leaders. America continues to succeed despite your attempt to sabotage it and sabotage its success in favor of petty personal differences. My friends, it's only going to get worse from here as the stakes continue to get higher with every passing month. The radical left is going to strike again. If my message resonates with you, if you bleed red, white, and blue, join me and Act for America as we mobilize to take back our.
And the thing about it, she loves our country. She loves freedom. She loves and respects our Constitution. This is a lady who was born in Lebanon, okay? She wasn't a Muslim. She was persecuted, her and her family, for being Christians. And she almost died. She was almost killed, freeing from that hellhole. And you know who saved her? The Israeli community. They went fleeing to Israel and they saved her. Who's going to save us if this happens here in the United States? Where do we flee to? Canada? Who's turned into another hellhole with this first minister they have there? Or to Mexico, or Guatemala? This is about it today. Like I said, we have to work together. We have to work with Donald Trump. We have to work against communism. It's no longer we have to work against the Democrat parties. Now we have to work against communism because we are fighting against communists. We are fighting against the CPUSA, which will no longer be USA. It will be just Communist Party of whatever they want to decide to call it, because it will no longer be the America that you know as it was, the land of the free, the home of the brave. It will be the land of the tyranny, the land of hate. That's all. That's what it'll be. Trump, I always pray for you. I always pray for your family. God bless you. God bless America eternally. God bless our military. God protect our military. God protect our land and protect our president. I plead to you, oh God. We need you in this time of supposed shadows of darkness blooming over the United States by these communists who want to overthrow our country. Not only the communists, the Muslims. They are in favor of destroying the United States. And they've infiltrated, I think one of them running as a Republican. And it's not with good intentions. It's with the intention of creating a caliphate and destroying our Constitution. That's all their intentions are. One of their primary articles or let me have you call it, ideas in Islam is to deceive the enemy. And that's what they do. They deceive you into you believing they come in peace, when their intention is the contrary. They come to annihilate you. So God bless you, and think it over and support our President Trump. God bless you all. Bye-bye.